Hello everyone, once again the session has started again. So today we'll be covering the heart. It's the part 2 of the official biology class, which is known as the anatomy and physiology. So let's begin with the heart. Okay, and please don't go by the numbers because it's not only considered cheating, but you won't learn anything and the model's numbers differ. So if you decide to do it that way and make it easier, it's not going to end up well. So on number 5, this is the anterior part of the heart. It is going to be the anterior interverticular sulcus, right over here. And this over here is going to be the pulmonary trunk. And over here, these two, they're the same thing, but just on different sides. So if you put your hand like this, which one the most it's pointing towards is going to be the left. And if you handshake, for example, it's going to be across. So this one is the left one, and this part carries the oxygenated blood through the veins. And over here, this is going to be the right atria. This is going to be the left atria. This is going to be the left ventricle. This is going to be the right ventricle. And if we see these two right here, these gonna be the pulmonary veins. So the best way to memorize them is red as veins, just not for the behind part. And these let blood in and they go inside. And then we have, this also opens, by the way, just to let you know on that. And over here, if we see this is going to be known as the mitral or the bicuspid valve. Why? Because there's only two. And then if I move from that part, right over here, this is going to be the chordinae tendineae. And this over here is going to be the tricuspid valve because it has 3 valves. It can be hard to see, but it goes right over there. And I have closed this because it's not because we're done, but there are more things. So if we see this one, it is going to be the left pulmonary artery. Why? Because it lets the blood, deoxygenated blood. And if I turn it, for example, and it's hard to see, but this A part, which is the left, goes all the way and ends over here. This is the inferior vena cava. It allows blood to go in from the upper body, and this is the inferior vena cava, which allows blood to go from the inside part of the body. And let me open it. This is going to be the trabecular cornea. Why? Because this is actually connected to the chordinae tendon, to the interventricular septum, which is over here. And if I open this part, you have something over here. This is known as the pulmonary semilunar valve. So we have the pulmonary. Now let me get the heart over here and turn it this way. This is the inferior vena cava, as I mentioned. Don't focus here. This is nothing. So this one over here, the red one, is going to be the posterior interventricular branch. And then on 60, we have the middle cardiac vein. No, behind, it is usually blue. Cardiac vein is not red for behind. And on 27, we have the coronary sinus. Over here. And now I placed it back on the stand. Over here, this thing right here, this is known as the ligamentum artissium. It's like a small part. And over here, down there, we have something called foggia ovalis. It used to be a foramen before we were born, but now it's not like that, as it's covered with foggia. And once again, opening it right over here, this is going to be the interventricular septum. It's not over here. That's because we had this part removed, so it's going to be this thing right over here. And I forgot to mention the fourth one. It is known as the aortic valve. No, this is not aortic. You have to go right in there. I'm sorry if it's kind of hard. It's this thing over there, that is the aortic valve. And on 42, as I mentioned, we have the papillary muscles, because it connects the strings. Yeah. And on 3 we have, oh my bad, on 3 we have the coronary sulcus.
I'm feeling stressed today.
And last one, this is going to be known as the right coronary artery. And this is pretty much it. I hope you enjoy it and stay tuned.
Yeah, like you would have jumped out of a plane.